Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to Call of Duty Retrospective episode number 3. Of course this kind of just focusing right now on Call of Duty right now, but this whole retrospective series is basically retrospective in regard of any kind of old games we feel like playing. But of course we're right now focusing on an old school Call of Duty campaign from World at War. So today of course is mission 3. Part number 3, so of course I hope you guys enjoy. This card is of course hard landing, so this is a pretty good mission from what I remember of it. Like I said, once we get a little bit further into the missions we're going to see just how good or not good this game looks truly, because I remember towards the back end of this campaign I just remember just how great it looks towards the back end, especially one of my favourite missions, which was a Japanese campaign mission called Blowtorch and Corkscrew, which is a pretty good campaign mission. It's one of my personal favourites. It's also the one that's over the quickest in my opinion. It's like it overtook disappointingly quick. Fantastic campaign mission that. Especially when you sit there, you're in the rain, rain's pouring down on your gun, you get to see the particles of rain on your gun. I know this was the next gen experience that everyone was waiting for on PS3 and stuff, but you know PS3 was a little bit behind on all that sort of stuff and the graphics and stuff like that, so this game in my opinion looked a little bit crappy on PS3 compared to what it did on Xbox. So yeah, this game's a little bit, you know, had a bad time on PS3 if you played it on PS3. So yeah, that's basically that anyways, but this campaign puts me in great mood to be wanting to do much more of this sort of stuff. Like I said, campaign right now is what we're focusing on for this series, and we're focusing on arguably one of the biggest gaming series of all time, Call of Duty. So like I said, this is basically my main focus for the time being. Of course, going to focus on possibly other Call of Duty campaigns, other campaigns of different types of games in general. So it's not just going to be Call of Duty centric, it's going to be pretty much whatever I feel like covering. So I've got plans to cover GTA series as well, potentially once I get a proper controller for my PC would be a great idea, because I don't think that this would work ideally for it. So I think personally getting an Xbox 360 wired controller would be the way to go, personally. There's one I've seen on Amazon for £15 when I get my money together, so that'll be the protocol there. We'll be doing that basically, so that's basically my plan. So like I said, I do hope you guys are enjoying this series as much as I'm enjoying making it. Not just saying that, I generally am having quite a lot of fun revisiting these missions and doing this sort of thing again. This seems to hold up pretty well in 2021, I've got to say. That it's ever in 2021, this is almost 11 years or more later since this game first released, so it's been some time since this game's been out. It's been some time indeed, so it still looks really good, still plays really well. So honestly, this is the great test of just how much games, you know, how do the games age? Do they age well, do they not? Sort of thing, you know, the games out there that haven't aged so well. I think there are some games out there that haven't really particularly aged too great, but they're just nostalgic because everyone loves them. You know, like GTA San Andreas for instance. If you look back at that game's graphics ain't really that great, to be honest with you. It's not really the best looking game. Might be a little bit better on PC when we get to it, but in all honesty, it's not really like as if it was breaking the ballpark for video game graphics anyway. So, but it's just like I said, it's nostalgic, so it doesn't matter how good or bad the graphics were. It's all about that gameplay. And when it comes to the raw gameplay of it, San Andreas was just an amazing game. With a really long story to it. I remember it's got quite a fairly long story to it, not over in just 2 minutes, I can tell you that. Probably about 3-4 hours maybe if you was to try to speedrun, and that's probably could be speedrun a little bit faster. But I think, even judging on it from my opinion, I wouldn't really think you could really do much more faster than maybe 2 hours, let's say, 2.5 hours at the best. I'd be very surprised if anyone out there on speedrunning has done GTA San Andreas faster than that. We'll have to wait and see on that one, but if they have, then kudos to them, but I honestly just don't know, because it's quite a long story. And there is no campaign, there is no skip on any of those. So you're going to have to include all of the stuff that you do in any retries that you do if you happen to fail a mission. For me, friggin' Green Goo, that mission Green Goo, man, god damn, that was such a challenging mission back in my youth. Remember being on that mission for a while, man, with the truth and that. If you guys might remember the mission Green Goo, but when you got to go into friggin' Area 51, pick up that thing with the jetpack and stuff like that. For me, you know, the heist, the Doomsday heist, kind of brought that back into the picture again. You know what I mean? It's what that heist kind of reminds me of. Is that I'm gonna switch that back with that. So we got ourselves M2 flamethrower and a bazooka. A bazooka. For me, this is Genesis for me. Like this game is just Genesis for me. I really have this game quite high rated on my list. I wouldn't say that World at War is my favourite Call of Duty. I know a lot of people have actually said that. Be curious to know why people are saying that. It was kind of great, but like the multiplayer was only really getting into the stride of things, so it was a little bit bland maybe. It was decent, don't get me wrong. I got to max prestige and stuff like that on this mode, so yeah, I did play it a lot. I played zombies a hell of a lot too. What got me into zombies in the first place was this. Of course, this is where zombies started. If you know that, of course, I'm going to assume that a lot of people know that, but a lot of people get it wrong and say it started with Black Ops, but no, that's not right. That's definitely not right. It did not start with Black Ops. It certainly was cemented by Black Ops, I think. Like, Black Ops cemented zombies as being a potential secondary mode for Call of Duty to explore, but I don't think that it was definitely not originated there. The whole zombie thing was originated here on World at War. It was arguably one of Treyarch's best games, I think, up till then. You know, and Call of Duty 1, 2 and 3, if you ever played them, were certainly pretty decent games as well, to be honest. I can't say anything too much bad about Call of Duty 1 and 2 and 3. They don't live too high in a lot of people's minds, but that's fine. I mean, they are old. Pretty old now. 2003 for the first Call of Duty. Exclusive to PC, of course, but you could get Call of Duty on Xbox only, I think. Couldn't get it on PA, couldn't get it on any kind of PlayStation console. They did make Call of Duty spin-offs on the Call of Duty game, like Finest Hour, Allied Assault and stuff like that on PS2 and Xbox. Non-generic ones like, you know, Call of Duty 2 Big Red 1 and other stuff like that. We even made this game on PS2 actually, Call of Duty World at War Final Front. I don't know if anyone has any fond memories of that game, or even if they played it at all, to be honest. Actually, I know I did, because I had my personal story I uploaded on one of my Twitter pages that I was stuck with the PS2 for a little bit longer because I couldn't afford it. I was a little bit younger at the time and couldn't really get my own money. So therefore my parents would be the only ones to be able to afford it. They couldn't afford it, so therefore I was stuck with the PS2 until I could afford it. That was stuck in with the PS2 until 2011, I believe. So I did play Call of Duty World at War Final Front, and I couldn't wait to get hold of my PS3 when it finally came. I can tell you that. I was so excited to get it and be able to play Black Ops 1 and World at War and all that stuff. So for me that was Genesis for me, but I only had the PS3 for 2 years, because as soon as the PS2 came out, I bought it straight away, because by then I was old enough and able to buy it with my own money, because I was making my own money by then. So therefore I was, you know, that's just a personal story of mine, basically, a personal gaming story of mine. And obviously I touched on Nintendo games and Sega games and Atari games and other stuff in between then, in my youth. Never necessarily bought or owned any. Only real Nintendo consoles I've owned in my household is the Switch right now, and I had the DS and the Game Boy and the Game Boy Advance, I believe. Never owned a Sega, never owned an Atari machine, but I did have cousins and stuff who I went to their house to play on with Sega games and stuff. I know my cousin had a Sega, so we did play that together, and that's some of my earliest memories of gaming, and still love those games. Those did so much for gaming in general, so of course you gotta respect the OGs. If it weren't for them, we wouldn't be where we are now. So that does it for this episode, guys. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys join me for the next episode. Bye.